And that is the reputation that brought you into a case referred to by many simply as Citizens United. Tell me about Citizens United and campaign.
So after I'd practiced law now for many years in this area, in the First Amendment area, one of the things I was interested in, but I was not involved with in terms of having any client, was campaign finance. My clients had more often than not been corporations, media corporations, but corporations, companies. And so for me, the notion that because what was involved in terms of money changing hands to support candidates involved a corporation was no barrier to me. I didn't think the fact that corporations were the focus of congressional attendance should change whatever First Amendment rights would otherwise exist. My clients had been NBC and the New York Times and Columbia University. Just about every entity I represented was in corporate form. When President Clinton got in trouble with Ms. Lewinsky, a bookstore in Washington was subpoenaed to answer the question of what books did she buy to give him. And the bookstore didn't want to answer that. And they called me and I represented them, saying, arguing that it was all protected. So coming into Citizens United, I didn't start with the same sense as a lot of people whose political views more often than not are in alignment with. And I didn't think that the fact that money was involved should basically change the dynamics of it, since again, the clients that I were representing sold their stories to the public. I mean, they made their money based on that. So in that sense, I came to it a lot, we could say, freed, but lacking even some of the concerns of corporations coming to run everything and the like. And I thought basically the same First Amendment rules ought to apply to them as to anyone else. Senator McConnell had heard of me and called me and asked me if I would represent him. My clients, my political involvement had always been and remains on the other side from him. But I thought he was on the right side in the Citizens United case. And so he was a defendant in one or two of the preceding cases about money in politics. And so I agreed to represent him in the Supreme Court when the Citizens United case came before the court. Citizens United had its own lawyer. It was a right-wing political entity that had made movies essentially denouncing Hillary Clinton and saying she was unfit to be president. I thought that there couldn't be anything more protected than that sort of speech, who to elect, who not to elect, etc. So in any event, that's how I became involved in Citizens United. I saw recently that at least one professor had called it one of the 10 worst Supreme Court opinions ever. And I never agreed with that. But I did get to I was one of the two lawyers who argued it.